The views expressed by our guests in the following video are solely the opinions of our guests and do not necessarily reflect the views and or opinions of the Ola 7 podcast show. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello guys, my name is DJ Ola 7 Owen. Welcome here on the number one podcast in the land, the Ola 7 podcast. And welcome. This one is not on the spot, by the way. It's a special edition. Today I'm sitting down with a couple that has been, called by God to do the Lord's work, and they are prophetic intercessors with more than 20 years in the ministry. Yes, I said it. 20 years in the ministry. They also do humanitarian work, through their initiative, Another Chance a Nation. They also do relationship coaching. If you are just having issues with your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your side chick, your baby mama, whatever, but these guys are the the gurus, the experts for the job. So I think you need to approach these guys maybe after this interview to know these guys are the guys. He is also. So ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Prophet Casper Mazuva and his wife, Prophetess Gladys Mazuva, here on the Ola 7 podcast. Welcome, Mama. How are you?
I'm good, Ola. Zimbabwe.
Yes.
For a long time to be here.
Yeah.
Finally, we are here and we are so excited. It's been a long time.
And people might be wondering when you say Tashkam Zimbabwe, all the way from Australia. They just landed. Yeah, of course. They just landed Wapa ground. So how are you finding your time in Zimbabwe? For the few hours, should I say, I'm happy in Zimbabwe so far.
Traffic actually, it's
a nightmare. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not about vanhu vari kuita madzimota vana ola muri kuita mari
mota dziri kutenga kuzimbabwe
regai tichingogara
tingashaya dzimwe dzese mama but ex jabu inosvika haiwa inosvika ex jabu haitategedzi papo.
So far so good. Yeah, tangobva kusvika manje, so we are looking forward to a good time in Zimbabwe.
Great.
Kumusha is the best always, all the time. Yeah.
They say home is best.
Yes, that's correct.
Welcome, Prophet Mazuva.
Thank you so much. We're grateful.
Ukaona mama wacho sika ina mdaro zoti zvakarongeka.
Zvokurongeka.
So tell us just just a brief background about yourselves.
You start.
Indakakurira kubhoera. Ndakakurira mufamily yaitambura zvekutambura zveshe.
Yeah.
But tongotenda Mwari because ndakakura nefamily yaindisupportawo zvekundisupporta zviya and tikakwanisa kuendawo kuchikoro tichiita zvakasiyana siyana zvemabasa zvemaoko.
Yes.
Kutorikicha chaiko.
Maenda kumaricho.
Hazva zvakatopressa chaiko. So kundoona ndiri pano kudai soka, it's actually a miracle for me because even vamwe ndakakura navo handifungi kuti vamwe vacho vachiriko because the life that I lived then.
Yeah.
Dai ndakaramba ndichirarama life yo amenoti tingadai tiri papi. But we thank God kuti ndozvi zvakatiitira Mwari.
What I've discovered is that a lot of people with inspiring stories and good life now. Their background is not that pleasing. If they start explaining about their backgrounds, you'll be like, So how did you get here? How did you get where you are now? Now you're talking of Australia, you're talking of flights. Maybe I should be asking you about the jet lag.
Yeah, taita almost like takatanga journey yedu musi wechitatu and then we have just arrived here a few hours ago.
Yeah.
Saka ruendo rwacho rwanga ruri rurefu. But hanzi kure kwegawa
ndokusamtsuvu. Indeed. So how did you go to Australia?
So ini ndakadzidza nursing. Ndakaita nursing paParenya to a group of hospitals.
Okay.
And mazuva akatanga kungoomawo zvino takango decide kuti better tingotsvagawo kumwe kwekuenda kunoita kaupenyu kari nani. And we ended up in the land of Australia.
Wow.
And we have been there for 20 years. So takangoenda and then we just come tichingoshanya kumba tichida isoro.
Okay, so we'll talk a little bit more about that stuff. But I want to understand what inspired you, to pursue ministry alongside your husband, Prophet Casper Mazuva.
I've gone through a lot of challenges that if I begin to share everything, like you said, it can blow your mind. So the fun thing is when I went to Australia, and I wasn't a devoted Christian at all. I wasn't.
Don't say.
And God can do anything when you make yourself available.
Yeah.
So ndakatobva kunoku nditori married, right? This is my husband always says this is your second and last marriage.
Wow.
So ndakamboroorwa kwekutanga ndichitiza Mwari ndichitomboitawo zvemafaro zvausingatongodi kufunga tumwe tumabhawa twauri kufunga ndototuziyawo Mwari.
You've been there.
Yeah. But nenyasha dzaMwari ndakazopedzeserawo zvangu ndave pandiri pano.
Yes.
I got divorced. What I'm saying is there is hope for everyone.
True.
Mwari wedu ndiMwari vanenyasha. And usazvitarisira pasi kuti nekuti ndakambopindana nezvakadai so zvatopera and you become hopeless and begin to think of ending your life or anything like that. So inini ndakatoenda kuAustralia ndakatoroorwa first marriage and things happened there.
Yeah.
But I believe God has a way of bringing us back. I'm not going to sit here and start pit-patting or talking negative about my ex-husband because I also took part. It's very important to be objective to yourself.
Yes.
I took part in making that decision, which was not a very wise decision, and things happened, and we ended up being where we are, where we are now. But finally, I met this man of God.
Yes.
Let me tell you a funny story. I knew him before I even got married. He pursued me, and I ran away from him because...
Yeah, you ran away. Now you're together.
Baba wakawatiza nenyaya yeumwari hwakanyanyisa.
Oh, kuti munada church too much.
I'm like, this is not me.
My brother.
Too much.
Yeah.
But then when I got divorced, you are still single, which is a surprise to me. And pandakazosangana nawo nenyasha dzaMwari.
Yes.
And we reconnected and got married. Zvino manje Mwari wanga kuchishanda pandiri manje. At that point, to be honest, I didn't have a plan to get married to him.
Really?
Ndaitoda nyasha manje ndanda kutambura zvekutambura zvezvya muAustralia. And kutsvaga kwandakaita baba vainda ndichida kunamatiro. But mukuda kunamatirwa kuya pane zvakazoitika.
But baby ndiri kukuziya wewe. What a story.
So then we reconnected and then he started helping me to work on myself.
Yeah.
And when you are in an environment that is conducive, when you are in an environment that is godly, this is after we got married.
Yeah.
I rectified my problems that I had before and I decided to really pursue my life in God and focus on God. And then eventually we got married like the proper way. And it's amazing that the time that I got married, I started to discover myself and my purpose. And I decided I just gonna pursue God. And along the way, there's a lot of prophetic words that came through different men of God that were coming to minister into my life. And I had already started to see, things that were telling me that this is where I'm supposed to be. And that's when we started to do ministry together. But he had already been in ministry for a long time.
Wow. What a story. This is inspiring. I'm listening to this, I'm following, I'm like, okay, so this guy was single then. And you are still single when?
Yes.
You then got married. I'm like, okay, so Pamakawana baby, I don't know anybody with your indulgence. With all due respect. Makafunga imjana baby richuya. Imujita raya kwa prayers. but munhu makambomona way back and makambopeso like she said. What came to your mind?
I tell you, Tagazivana a long time ago.
Yeah.
And like she said, she tried to run away. But ndakati tamba chidembo.
Yeah.
And then after what happened had happened, she looked for me, and it wasn't anything to do with relationship or marriage.
Yeah.
She knew I was in ministry, a man of God.
Yes.
And, she wanted to be prayed for. And I said, no, that's all right. I'll pray for you.
Yeah.
First time she got in touch, I didn't even realize it was her.
Oh.
And when she introduced herself, I said, okay, don't worry. I will pray for you. And I was trying to play running away, leave me alone.
Yes.
So to speak, and then, but inside I knew,
that's
finally. And I think this is my time. And then from there, we prayed, tried to help one another in just in life, and how to make ourselves better. As we did that, we realized still the spark was there.
Yes.
And I introduced my story, and it was received, because at that point in time, they had already separated.
Yes.
And divorce was already in process. If not even finished.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, look, I'm still the same person that you used to know.
Wow.
That's what I'm still today. Saka, your door is still open. My heart has not changed about you. We can still make this life together. And
after hearing these kind words from someone, it's been years, I don't know, I just told her say situation and everything. Mama, how did you take this one?
I don't want to lie to you. It wasn't easy. Because I was going through a lot of challenges with my daughter. I have a 22-year-old daughter. And, there's a lot of people who want to come over there, taking advantage of others.
Yeah.
Saga, as a senior, and especially for a single parent, long distance relationship.
Yes.
For him to come, I didn't give him. It wasn't easy. I didn't give him myself easily, because as a senior, this involves families.
Yeah, true.
So I had to be very cautious about what I was doing. I also had to seek God concerning what I really wanted to do, because I had made mistakes in the past.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to go into the another marriage just because. I wanted to make sure that what I'm doing right now is the correct thing that I'm doing. Because marriage, I highly esteem marriage, and as you can tell, I'm a relationship coach.
Yes.
I highly esteem marriage, and I don't take marriage for granted. Saka ndakatonyaso kuauthenticate munhu zvekutodaro, and through his mother even. Ndoda kutaura chokwadi, inini I'm very blunt when it comes to this. Those people who follow me, they know I'm very blunt.
Yes.
So he is the only child of his mom.
Oh.
He's
Mama's
the
boy?
only child.
Yeah, that's right.
He's the only child.
child.
Let me tell you what I said to his mom. I said, I need to talk to your mom before we go any further, because I did this frying pan into direct fire. So I actually, called his mom, who is my best friend.
Wow, I like that.
She is my best friend.
I like that.
Ndikati imi munozera kuti mwana wenyu ari kunyenga mvana. You see, don't worry about it, because I have every freedom to say that, because I was one of them. And those not you, but those not around. And I'm coming into a family. Munozizera kuti mwana wenyu ari kunyenga mvana nemwana wayo.
Exactly.
Atoti kurei. Munozera kuti gogo wakanditi mwanangu chakashata chii kuti wakachengeta mwana wako. Kuna vana vakawanda vari kuroorwa vasina vana, asi vakauraya vana maybe haminoti vangani. So iwo pakati pakuna Casper kana muri kuwirirana muchiziva kwamuri kuenda, ini I'm happy with it. So from there I had to introduce him to my family. Mai vangu vakati naiwe nehandisamu dzese idzo dzidzi
dzakundiigira pano,
hauna kumbobvira waitawo musikana akati nhasi zvazodai so nyaya yako ndei, vasikana vakazara kunzoko, nakananga nemwana wangu ko nyaya yako ndei, even pakaenda kunoroora ka. It was like almost a week vachiramba because my father had already passed on.
Oh yeah.
Vachiti handisi kuda kumuona munhu iyoyo panapa siyana nemwana wangu because she was still trying to heal, you know, from what had happened to me
previously.
So, yeah, so it wasn't easy. Baba vakaona moto kuti vazondiita winbacker.
I think it was God, right? It was God. Zvazvine maybe mafambiro zvinhu naMwari so ane zvaigadzira, you know, spiritually.
Yes.
I think it all started right from the first day we met.
Yeah.
Because I told her when we met that, look, with you, I see you becoming my wife one day.
One day.
And that was before she was married.
Yay.
That was before she was married.
Just because she didn't believe you then. Maybe that's why she got married.
But like I'm a man of God.
I didn't see that on camera.
No. Dai gorota munhu andisingatoziye. Andina utomovera ndaona mupi.
No, you guys just made my day. That's not what saying it, but I'm saying it. Honestly, I'm saying it. But I want to understand, how do you balance your many roles, like being a wife, you know, a mother, also a minister and a businesswoman at the same time?
You know, the Bible says in Psalm 90 verse 12, if I'm not mistaken, the word of God says, teach us to number our days so we can apply our hearts unto wisdom.
Yeah.
Basically what God is saying there is you need to plan. Not planning is planning to fail.
Yeah.
Everything that you think of Ola is in digits.
Yes.
Kubvamusa wakabarwa digits ega.
True.
Kudoti kuti ndoda kudeposta imba digits. Kuda unoregister motor yakoyo digits. Everything is in numbers.
Yes.
Teach us to number our days so that we have time to apply our hearts unto wisdom.
Exactly.
So what I do basically is, honestly, I write books. I am a senior nurse manager in the biggest hospital in the capital city of Australia.
Wow.
I also do my business coaching. I'm a registered entity endorsed in Australia to operate internationally. I travel a lot for ministry and for business.
Big.
And I have 2 kids. I have a husband. I have friends. I have, most importantly, our ministry, Another Chance Nation.
Yes.
And all these other things. So if I don't plan for what I'm going to do tomorrow and what I'm going to do the day after and in 5 years' time, it's all about planning. And I don't beat myself down for not finishing everything that I've planned for the day. Because in Australia, akuna ma maids, akuna ma garden boy. You have to do everything. You have to do school drop-off. You have to come back and I have an international like client that I'm supposed to coach on Zoom and all this. I have to lay my day properly. I don't have time for foolishness.
Yeah.
I don't have time for nonsense. You spend your time going from YouTube to Facebook to all this. Yeah, of course, I will spend time on DJ Ola.
Yes, on the spot. Why not? This is the biggest podcast.
Yes. I have fun as well.
Yeah.
I have time to myself. So I plan what I need to do for the day. And trust me, if you are not in my day, you are not in my day.
Yeah.
There's no, DJ Ola, I'm coming to you. Just a quick question. Then your time is being chewed up.
Yes.
So I make sure I balance. What I've put on my calendar for the day is what I do. And I believe that a no is a good answer, because I used to overbook myself to a point where I would forget, oh my God, I have another client coming in. So I decided, no, enough is enough. I'm not hungry for anything. I need to do whatever I do. I need to do it properly. So I would rather book people that I know I'm going to be able to accommodate and leave also room for emergencies. You know what I mean? Yeah. And leave time for myself. If I tell myself at 12 o'clock, I'm going to have tea or coffee, or I'm just going to chill for the next 30 minutes. It's part of my day. Yeah. I have to do self-care because people are very good at taking.
Exactly.
And then if I don't give to myself first, I don't expect another person to do that for me. So planning. Yeah. I have to plan.
I like that. I think a lot of people are learning, from what you're saying. I'm also learning. You need to plan your day accordingly. Just sometimes we do it as well, as creatives. Sometimes just because you podcast, then the next thing you are booked there, the next thing you are booked there, you're in a meeting there, but sometimes you don't plan it, properly. And sometimes, but it's not, but ininiga and this one rest. as a person, I think I need to rest. You feel it, even the body. I want to shut down the body.
Yeah. I want to tell you something. The unit that I run is very busy. I work in a critical care area. Even when I was in Pararenya, I was one of the leaders there in intensive care unit.
Yeah.
So I understand how important health is. So to those who are under our ministry, it's like multidisciplinary thing.
Yes.
You know, we cater for everything. We don't just focus on spirituality because we are a tripartite being.
Yeah.
You are a spirit that lives in a body with a soul. You need to look at the whole person holistically and take care of everything that way. So I believe if we are not going to be able to do all those things together, how am I going to focus? If you see the desk where I work, just video call, it's crazy. All the other people around, interstate, everywhere, they are looking at me. And if you find someone saying, is Gladys the one who is on the shift?
Yeah.
A consultant, and you hear them saying, nerangu ganda iri. I have worked in that place for 20 years and no one else, like as in I'm being blunt because it's also a learning opportunity for those people who are planning to go diaspora. For me to be in that place for 20 years only by myself. And they all come to me. This is where I intertwine ministry, grace, and everything else that I do.
It's not just normal. There's grace.
They come. Sometimes I'm even just chilling, doing my thing on the break. You see, money is not everything, DJ Ola.
True.
These consultants, they are millionaires. They live in mansions and everything. But you see them coming to me. Say, Gladys, I know you do this and this because I'm very open about what I believe in.
Yes.
Can you help me with this? Can you help me? Can you help me understand about this? And
I think you've worked for your name. Yeah. And now you're a big brand.
Yeah.
And now that you are also, sparing time for the ministry. Despite Jesus kubasa and everything, but you spare time for the ministry. It really means a lot. Let's talk about the vision, behind Another Chance Nation and its impact so far.
So Another Chance Nation, how it started, like I said to you, I gave you a brief history about ourselves and how I met my husband. Now, after we got married, there's something very, very critical that happened. When you now think I am settled, I'm happy, I have a caring husband, now it's time for me to just chill. The enemy was not giving up just yet.
Yeah.
So we had 9 miscarriages. And 9 miscarriages. And I'm not talking about, and I'm going to period. So our babies were dying in vitro. Vana vaindofira mudumbu ndisingatopindi muleba ndoenda ndonoinjuswa ndoenda kunobviswa mwana ndodzokera futi ndoita that. And one of the pregnancies was even a tubal pregnancy, what they call ectopic pregnancy.
Yes.
And literally, I'm a medical person. When you hear me saying I died 2 or 3 times, I'm not even joking. Going into theater, coming out and all this. So when that happened, I realized, you know what, me and my husband, the Bible says nothing shall separate us from the love that God has for us. We even served God even more. And we even got to a point where we said, child or no child, if the enemy thinks we are going to stop, or we won't stop. We even had to start planning for the ministry and start doing things. So then that's where our name comes from. Another chance. He is a God of another chance, not second chances. I hear people say second chance, last chance, but he's a God of many, many chances. Honestly, history.
True.
So I want you to know it. If our God was a God of just a second chance, you wouldn't, maybe
exactly.
So right now,
9 chances, 9 times,
Yes. So eventually, because I had another child from my first marriage, right? So at the 11th pregnancy, that's when we had our son called Kunashe. You can use it either way, either Kunashe or Kunashe. You see, either way, whatever way you want to call it. And then, as if that was not enough, our son would not talk for 4 years.
4 years?
He would not talk, nothing.
Another blow.
Non-verbal. And we still continue to trust God. And, then we just really understood the God of another chance. So that's where our ministry stems from. And we understand people that are going through different challenges of life. We don't take anyone for granted.
Yeah.
Love has made us to be where we are.
Yeah.
People are going through a lot different things, but we love. That's what attracts people to us. We love. We don't judge people. Isati vanhu kuti nonzi prophet ningovha tovhunduka kuti mai wewe vari pa DJ wolo chichichi. Isusu we are people toda kuva vanhu vevanhu. That's us.
Yeah. This is just, an inspiring story, an amazing story, so touching at the same time. Because I'm listening, as I'm following, I'm like, hey man, guys, 9 pregnancies. It's not a joke.
No, it's not.
9 miscarriages. Then 11 of us. I'm sure a lot of people they can relate. But you guys, share. But the reason why Prophetess Waripana and Prophet because there's a big event that's coming up, and we're going to talk about that very soon. But someone, and it's going to change someone's life. It's going to make an impact in your life. You're watching me.
That's right.
It's going to make an impact somehow. So I want to understand, Prophet, as someone passionate, about soul winning. So what strategies do you have, or have you found most effective in bringing people closer to God?
Just like my wife has just been saying, being yourself amongst people, being true to who you are, true to what God has called you to do. I know sometimes many of us, especially in the Christendom, there is this issue we've had of holier than thou. We want to pretend like we are better than everyone and all that. But remember one thing, that Jesus mingled with the rejected ones. And this is who we are. We don't see ourselves as special.
Untouchables.
No. We are just as human as everyone. And being ourselves amongst other people, really being able to tell our story, like my wife has just been explaining, that is one of the best strategies. And I can tell you another chance, whatever we have gotten to is because we have told our story many times, just like she has done. And because it resonates with people's lives too, that sort of draws people close to us. And that is one powerful strategy that I can tell you, whether it's me as an individual or as a ministry, we have seen to be most effective. Being ourselves, tell our testimony, our story. And then from there, people knowing and then being able to identify that though I failed in my first marriage, it doesn't mean that was the last one. Though I lost a pregnancy, it doesn't mean that I shouldn't try again. And that really is a strategy we've seen that it is effective in reaching out people.
But I think it's also, like I said earlier, maybe God was trying to speak to you in a way. Remember, you told me about the 9 miscarriages, all these challenges and everything. Now that you're now a full-time marriage coach, I think it makes sense. It makes more sense to be given advice. She's been or he's been through all that. My face is we like, yes, relax, easy. Relax. Second miscarriage. No, relax. So if no, it's been 9. I think right. Relax. So I think life it was not just by coincidence, but God was trying to shape you in a way so that change other people's lives. Real stories.
What we have gone through.
Exactly.
And that is, I can tell you, this is one thing I said. The most impactful thing that you can ever say or help another person with is telling your genuine true story. Because that, if you are not reading a book, you are telling a life you have gone through, that can easily resonate with people. And I believe that when we do that, and we have been doing that over and over again, and by God's grace, and we have reached as much people as we have done. And I believe that even as we are looking forward to this another chance conference that's coming. Lives are going to be transformed.
That's so profound. So can you share with us, your journey of writing your 3 books? I know you've got 3 books. What inspired each one of them?
So the first one is called Another Chance, Trusting God in the Process. I didn't even want to write books, but I'm telling you, when the time was right, everywhere where I tried to go, and when I was doing my coaching, people kept saying, why don't you write a book so that you can reach people that you... At that point, people didn't know that I was going to go international. So they kept saying to me, why don't you write a book so that other people who are not in Australia can benefit from what you're doing? Because this has helped a lot of families.
Yeah.
So then I had to write, and I explained some of the things that we shared already and some deeper things that I went through. It's only God that I had another chance for me to be able to make it in life. So I share a lot of different things there that exposed me to the world.
Yeah.
I remember one time when I was in another state in Australia, there's this man who was interviewing me, and he's like, I read your book, but it's like you have stripped yourself naked. And I said it was very intentional.
Yeah.
Because I know people out there who are hiding, who are depressed, who are stressed because they think what they have done in life or what they've gone through in life is the worst. There's no point for them to live anymore.
Yeah.
But then there's a God of another chance. As long as you are objective to yourself and you really authenticate yourself, where you also have played a part in making things happen. Sometimes you didn't even play a part, but life happens sometimes.
Yeah.
So Another Chance is basically that, but that book is so deep. It's so deep.
So did you bring the book?
I have the 3 books here.
Right.
No, not in the studio.
Yeah.
But they
You brought them
at the
to see him,
conference.
right?
Yeah.
So definitely I'll be there. I'm going to attend because I also want to be part of this. Who doesn't want to be there? I want to be there. So I make sure my books per side.
Definitely.
So as a relationship coach, what is the new piece of advice you believe every couple should follow for a blissful marriage?
So I just want to say, when I ventured into relationship coaching as well, same thing. People say, Mom, the way you have helped me, this is beyond me. So I wrote another book. Some of the things that I wrote there are things that I experienced with my clients. So my second book is called From Dating and Courtship to Maintaining a Blissful Marriage.
Oh, yeah.
One thing that I've realized with our culture, we jump a lot of steps and we rush into marriage. We go into things that we don't understand what we're getting ourselves into. People say, marriage, you get a certificate first and then you learn while you're in it. But that's not correct. I wish it could be a curriculum in the high school or universities or something. This is the biggest decision.
Learn about marriage.
It's the biggest decision that a human being can make. It can take you to your grave early if you don't know what you're doing in a marriage. So I took people on a journey from the beginning. And this book, it actually helps even those who are in marriage. There are certain things that they didn't do in dating that they are now reflecting on and correcting so they can have a blissful marriage.
Yes.
So maybe let me just finish on those 3 books and then I can answer a question.
Yeah.
So then the other, the book that I'm launching, this is the first launch here in Zimbabwe, and this is going to happen on Saturday, which is the second day of our conference, the 21st. Yeah. So it's called Where Is Your Money Hiding?
Maraka wanda kupi
Ola ione ngokona pakawanda.
Maraka wanda pala kuonera. Ziso pa mari. Sure.
Yeah, so the reason why we do all these things and trying to help people to make money.
Yeah.
I'm talking about sweet smelling money, clean money. Me and my husband, we are marketplace prophets.
Wow.
Atiji zwapfupi.
That's right.
Yeah.
DJ Ola, we work.
Right.
We work.
I know from the prophet.
So
I'm convinced.
we are trying to teach people to work for them. Mari nongonaka wachi budget mari yakashanda so.
True.
So we believe in a balanced gospel. You are growing spiritually, you are growing financially, you are having successful marriages.
Yeah.
It has to be balanced. So that's basically what I'm doing in that book. Teaching people how to make money. How do you get there? How do you start?
I'm such a reason.
Magatuza
zvezene boga. Atuye kulonje. Trono tichanga kuti tiwe conference. Ndora tizwezwa zvese. Magatuza kuti so.
Ungonanzwisa che.
Inzwisa kani.
Regai munzwe. marry for everyone. I've said many times, there is enough riches in the world for everyone alive today to be a millionaire.
Yeah.
There is money. It is there. It is discovering your purpose in life and then maximizing what you have been called by God to do.
What's a millionaire?
I can tell you, DJ Ola, it's just following your life story yourself to be where you are today.
Yes.
You discovered a certain grace in yourself.
Amen.
And then you maximize, developed yourself so you can be the best at what you do.
Yes. Yes.
And now because of that gift, you are where you are today. And I can tell this is, but I didn't agree
DJ Ola,
with,
you don't know the impact you are making in this world.
Serious?
and
And I kubvunza the other day kuti naiveduwe chakazori chakati
Exactly.
andina ndudako amene anenge aswatwa ndeye kwake ndida kutora chokwadi kuti chandoziva ndi DJ Ola and others.
Serious?
Nditori very serious.
I'm humbled, man.
DJ
I'm
Ola
really, I'm
and
really
others,
humbled.
and I really have followed you, and you inspire me a lot.
Thank
You know,
you.
I was listening to one of the information you were sharing the other time.
Yeah.
You see, when you discover your purpose, it becomes a burden.
Yeah.
No matter what people tell you, no matter how they tell you, whatever,
True that.
whatever. Ukatongoziva zvauri kuita ukasaita confusion cheteka. It doesn't matter how hard it is. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter who is saying what from the beginning. But
Yes.
when you know your purpose, you pursue it, you focus, you stuff the distractions, and you focus and feed that which
Yes.
you want to grow. Look
Yes.
where you are now. And for me to like, oh my God, let me look for DJ Ola. I
Yeah.
didn't even, I was shocked.
Yeah.
I was talking to my PAs and they said, guess what? DJ Ola actually replied to my message. This is how big you are.
and besides that, DJ Ola, one thing that I realize is being true to yourself. I mean, one thing with where you are, you may not see yourself like we are seeing you.
Yeah.
But you have grown beyond the borders of Zimbabwe.
Hey, man. Thank you.
And I believe just your being who you are, being humble like you are,
Yeah.
that makes a great difference.
Thank you so much.
I mean, being a man of the people, interacting with people, that makes a great difference. And I believe that because you have found your niche
Yeah.
and you are working on it, we are not talking about just Zimbabwe.
Yes.
No.
It is already beyond the borders of Zimbabwe, and we believe that very soon you'll
Guys,
be getting to those stages.
Ani mazunzo takayambuka bukuti tina passport kai. Katonzwira kunzi kunyika tina passport. Muzunza kai guys. I'm just getting my team behind the scenes. Yeah, I'm really grateful. And you know, thank you so much for all the support. It's good to know that you guys, you know, you watch our stuff from Australia. You watch what we do. Sometimes we just do things and just post there. We don't know who's gonna watch, who's gonna say what. But getting this feedback, you know, it really humbles me. I'm like, okay, wow, it's powerful. So yeah, I'm gonna be there. Now let's talk about your charitable work that you guys are doing in Buhera, Nehumbi.
Nehumambi.
Nehumambi, right?
Correct.
Yes. So, and what inspired it?
Inini ufunge DJ Ola zvandambotaura zvezvaka ndaitoenda kunorikichira munda dzevanhu ndichisakurira tichiita sei kuti ndikwanise kuenda kuchikoro. Boots dzandakatanga kupfeka dzadziri dzokupuhwa nemakazeni ari mutaundi anenge achitsikira kusidhook, iwe unotsikira kusidhook, so kana wakutofamba uchazoti wofamba uchiita sei. That was the first set of, you know, pair of shoes that ndakatopfeka ndonga ndaa kumagrade 7 chako chako. Saka pandakasvitswa naMwari pandiri ka, I just felt that I need to give back to the community, and I felt it was appropriate kuti ndidzokerewo kuroots kwangu. So chikoro chine vana vatinosapota ichi ndo china headmaster wangu. This man was my headmaster. So inini I wanted to be straightforward, it's really authentic. I wanted someone wandinyaso trust kuti ndikati imari ndiye vana ndiye kudaidai so.
Exactly.
He's like a father to me now. Akana vachidaya drink iyo inobva kwandiri kwete inenge yacontributwa another chance nation.
No.
Saka ndo vana vatinosapota iwawo. We are not saying we are what's the word? We don't look after them.
Yeah.
I believe in children being raised in their homes.
Yeah.
Kana vaine vanhu vanokwanisa kuvachengeta. Isusu we just support them.
Exactly.
Patinokwanisa because handidi kuvaisa takadaidzirwa zvakasiyana-siyana. Ini handina kudaidzwa kunovabvisa pavari kuti vaende somewhere.
Yeah.
Tinovasapota vari kwavari ikoko vachienda kuchikoro. So we are giving back to the community basically.
This is amazing.
It's not just those primary school teachers.
Even,
but you know, when you are doing charity work, you do it unto God, not to people. Tine vana vatakatombendesa kumauniversity through big foundations dziri muno muZimbabwe muno. Avazotendi zvavo, but it's fine. Yeah, we have people who have attained double degrees and all this from our. Yeah, we supported some people who were going to unis. Nguva yeCovid iya vana vaenda kunostada vari pasi pemagoronga pa University of Zimbabwe. So we had to work with a certain company. Yemunhu ari kuAustralia akatiwanirawo nyasha kuti kwanise kutsvaga makombiyuta nemafoni nechi, helping them to get my attachments and all these things. So kungodzorera back to the community.
No, you're doing very well. You're doing very, very well. Maybe my last two questions. I think we need another episode. We need a different episode because your story is just, like I said, inspiring, and it's going to change a lot of people's lives. Because that's what you do as well, you just change people's lives. So I want to understand, what legacy do you hope to leave through your ministry and professional work?
With me, I think one thing I can say is to start with, the most important thing is for us as children of God to be able to leave something in people rather than for people. And this is why with the spiritual arm, we empower people to develop their relationship with God, number one. Number two, the next thing would be themselves to be developed so that they can realize the potential God has blessed in them and maximize on that. To me, if we are able to achieve that, I think our life purpose would have been fulfilled. Making sure that we return people back to their maker, but at the same time empower them to make it in life. I'm one person who believes that if you are successful in one area, you are a failure. You have to be successful. If it is in business, it has to be in marriage, it has to be in your family, and it has to be in every area of your life.
Wow.
Otherwise, I know they are billionaires, the richest people in the world, but family-wise, failures. So personally, the most important thing is return people back to their maker, then empowering people to live their life to the fullest.
I know a lot of people are watching right now. They want to maybe you to pray for them. Do you charge to pray for people?
We don't charge nothing because we believe that God loves everyone, and He does not sell His power.
So go conference, are you going to be praying for people? So guys, it's Mahara. It's Mahara, and apana $300
This conference is actually free.
The conference. Maybe just tell us about the conference. I know.
Yeah. So our coming. Conference, it's an empowerment conference, which is we've been waiting for this for the whole year.
Yeah.
So because of the ministry that God has given us, we have our sons and daughters who have supported us, and we have the most powerful the most powerful PA for my husband.
Yes.
And
hallelujah.
So they worked so hard and just connecting with other people, sacrificing. Kuitira kuti munhu angouya chete chako kutsvaga bhazi rako kana kuti uchifamba netsoka wouya, because what we are going to be doing this coming week, we are starting on the 20th, this coming Friday, the 22nd, sorry, the 21st, which is a Saturday, and then we conclude on the 22nd.
Where is this taking place?
Muswa 20 and 21, we are at Zimbabwe College of Music.
Okay.
And then Muswa 22, which is a Sunday, we are at Harare Showgrounds at End Miller Hall.
Okay.
So chako kuya chete, akuna ano charge wakana kuita say, just come prayed up, come charged. We are in any chant no believer in DJ Ola. We limit God.
Yeah.
Don't limit God. Increase your capacity to receive. Chete, because ungomna atori na mari saka ndikamuchaja anozonamatirwa nani DJ.
Very true.
ari kutoda kusimuka unoziva kuna umwe munhu ada kutombodzingwa indanzwa
mweya kaipa iri kutirasaka mari
ukadzingirwa mweya wetsvina uyaya wochishanda manje maziso ochitanga kuvhurika. So the first day is our official opening, that is gonna be fireworks, fire. And then on Saturday is a full day, the 21st. So in the morning we are going to do what we call wealth creation seminar.
Okay.
Yeah, we are going to talk about how to make money, how to create money. And then we are also going to launch the book that same time in the morning session. And then, like I told you, we are balanced. In the afternoon, relationships. So we are going to be teaching the singles first.
So my singles are my singles.
Yes. As long as we're single and you desire marriage settlement, we are going to start with you in the afternoon. After that, we are going to talk to those who are in marriage, because some of them are there, they are trying to make it, but they're struggling for different reasons. So we are also going to be tackling that one. Also, bring all your questions. Single wacho zvemari zvechi tapedza manheru manje wateerera kazvese taakuchiita impartation deliverance service. So we are going to do that. Tinema musicians ari kuya. We have one of our daughters from Australia. She's an Australian idol.
Okay.
Her name is Tarisai.
Wow.
She flew last week. She's here in the land already.
Wow.
We have Minister Batsrai, day Nana Day.
Exactly. Batsrai Shasha. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Yeah.
We are also going to have Minister Israel. He's going to be there, ministering, helping us to usher people in the presence of God.
Wow.
And then we conclude on Saturday. Sunday, we are going to have a most powerful end of the conference kind of ministration.
Yeah.
Please come. If you haven't registered, the flyer is there on our page. And I know DJ Ola is going to take us on his platform.
Definitely.
So that people can keep going to get information from the page as to things that are happening.
Yeah.
So kungoenda chete pa number dziripa flyer. It's a WhatsApp number. You just text your full names for registration, digital logistics and security and all that. That's all you need to do. And then you turn up.
Great. So I'll be there, and I hope you guys watching at home, you'll be there as well. So Tendai, thank you so much, Prophet and Prophetess, for coming. Endimila, but Kazwanza Zimbabwe College of Music, the Kazwanza Panapa, water, Atakato. You know what I mean? Thank you so much for coming, Prophet and Prophetess.
Thank you so much.
That was Prophet and Prophetess Mazuva, all the way from Australia, and they're also marriage coach, relationship coach. Zvizhinji zvikunetsa ende munobatsirwa nyaya dzema relationships dzatambudza idzi mwari kuvhiringa nadzo university kuchikoro mujoro la kumanage kumba baba small house aiwa ende munogadziriswa nyaya setup yacho yese bobo ikoko. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.
Thank you.
It's the little things that make us giants in our industry. We put in that extra mile of service so your car can go that extra mile of performance. Our aim is to make our stopovers feel like home. Giant Petroleum, limitless energy.